The Toyota Tundra is the fourth best-selling full-size pickup truck on the US market, behind the Ford F-150, Ram 1500, and the Chevy Silverado. The Tundra is very popular among buyers who want to experience something different than the trucks offered by the big three American manufacturers. The Tundra delivers in many regards. However, this truck is not without its downsides, so if you want to learn more, stay with us while we cover the 8 problems with the Toyota Tundra that you must know. Number 8. Looks too bulky. One of the main reasons why buyers don't prefer the Toyota Tundra is the fact that this truck is too bulky. If you see it in person or even watch a review of this truck, you'll immediately understand what we mean by this. The Tundra has a huge presence on the road with the massive front grille, and also the fenders are much wider than competitor trucks. All this makes the Tundra look like a blob from some angles. We like presence, but what Toyota did with the Tundra is a bit over the top in our opinion. They could have been a bit more conservative with the lines and make this truck look a lot better. The truck looks like it's trying too hard to gain your attention. Not all buyers want attention when they drive their truck, so this is why many of them are choosing a truck with a more conservative styling. If you're one of those buyers, you'll definitely agree with us on this. In addition to this, some of the owners have complained about the A-pillars. These are the pillars around the windshield. What owners complained the most was their size. They're so large and bulky that they obstruct the vision. This means that you have a huge blind spot and you can't see cars around you like in a vehicle with normal A-pillars. This can be problematic and rather unsafe. The last thing you need is poor vision on the road, so what we advise is to test drive the Tundra before making a purchase. Make sure the vehicle meets your requirements. This way, you won't regret the purchase later on. These trucks are expensive, and this is why it's crucial that you do a test drive. Number 7. No V8 engine. Another major problem with the new Toyota Tundra is the fact that this new truck does not come with a V8 engine. V8 engines are crucial for proper performance of these full-size trucks. And unfortunately, more and more truck makers are abandoning this engine design. This is happening mainly because of the stricter regulations that the government puts on truck makers to meet eco standards. So the only way to achieve these norms is to downsize and offer turbo engines. First company to do this was Ford, and now the same thing happened with Toyota. Currently, the engine that replaced the V8 is the 3.4-liter V6 turbo engine. This engine produces a lot of power, specifically between 348 and 389 HP depending on the version that you choose. However, we have to add that although this engine is a powerhouse, it still lags behind the V8 previously used. This is the case because the V8 has a lot of low-end torque that is perfect for towing. With the modern turbo engine, you need to wait till the engine builds up boost to get the power that you need. This can be rather frustrating for owners because they press the pedal and nothing happens. Then suddenly they get the boost from the turbo. Turbo engines are not the correct approach for trucks, unless we're talking about turbo diesel engines. Turbocharged gasoline engines are not the best that you can buy. Consequently, buyers go for the Chevy Silverado or the GMC Sierra. These trucks are still offering V8 engines that deliver excellent towing and payload performance. Number 6. Poor fuel economy. Another big problem with the Toyota Tundra is the fact that this truck has very poor fuel economy. The fuel economy that the Tundra delivers is definitely the worst in the full-size truck segment, and this is by a great margin. The V6 turbo engine that this truck is using might be powerful, but this power results in poor MPGs. The official numbers are 18 mpg in the city and 22 mpg on the highway. However, these are the EPA numbers. Many owners reported that they can only squeeze about 15 mpg combined. Some of them reported fuel economy below 15 mpg. So overall, the Toyota Tundra is not one of the best. For comparison, the Ford F-150 also has a turbo engine, but this model delivers up to 20 mpg combined in most of the situations. This is why we think there's huge room for improvement in this area. But how can Toyota manage to increase the fuel economy is still unknown. They might go the route that Ram implemented with their Ram Charger. This method involves an internal combustion engine that works as a generator for electricity. This engine charges up the batteries, while power to the wheels is delivered by electric motors. This is a great way to have an excellent fuel economy and still deliver great power output to the wheels. Whether or not this will be the case, only time will tell. Until then, we have to deal with the poor fuel economy of the Tundra. Number 5. Poor towing capacity. Another problem with the Toyota Tundra that we must note is the fact that this truck has a very poor towing capacity compared to American competitors. This truck can only tow up to 12,000 pounds. You might think that this is a hefty number, and we can agree with you. However, just for comparison, the Ford F-150 model can tow up to 14,000 pounds. Other American full-size trucks are also a lot better than the Tundra. This is not a huge deal breaker, but it is a downside. Some of the owners who need that extra towing capacity will choose the F-150 over the Tundra. When it comes to the downsides in terms of towing, we also must add the fact that this model lacks a heavy-duty version. There is no HD model like the ones you can find in the American competitors, so all the buyers who want to get a truck that pulls more than 12,000 pounds are going after competitor trucks. That's why we think that Toyota should work hard in this regard and improve the model in order to make it more competitive and bring more sales to the table. Number 4. Poor handling and drive quality. Another thing that infuriated a lot of Tundra owners was the fact that this model has poor handling and overall poor drive quality. When you drive a Tundra, you're driving a proper truck, and this truck vibe is predominant. In the Toyota Tundra, there's an immense body roll because of the body-on-frame design. Drivers who are used to driving large trucks will not mind, but drivers who come from regular cars or a crossover SUV will definitely feel the change in a negative way. This is why we recommend that you test drive the truck before you make a purchase. This way, you'll be able to determine whether or not this truck is good enough for your needs and driving style. Don't make the expensive mistake of buying the truck and regretting it later on. Number 3. Poor interior quality. The interior quality of the Toyota Tundra is not one of the best. With this model, you can expect cheap plastic and squeaking noises whenever you press on a panel. This can be a turn-off because a lot of people purchase trucks for their solid build. But this is still a Toyota, so you need to be aware of this issue. However, if you have more money to spend on options, you can spec out a decent model with decent equipment. Base models are very poor and purely intended for work purposes. The best trim where you get the most quality but still not overspend is the Platinum trim level. This trim level starts at about $63,675. It might seem like a lot of money, but this is a long-term investment. If you spend a lot of time in a truck, it's definitely worth it. Number 2. Software glitches. Software glitches are also common with the Toyota infotainment system, especially with the latest Tundra that relies too much on technology. Being so dependable on tech makes this truck very vulnerable to problems compared to previous generations. The system that Toyota uses is not one of the best and can often glitch and freeze, so you need to restart the truck to restart the system. This can be pretty annoying to deal with. However, it's the only remedy. Also, you need to do software updates and make sure that your system performs as it should. Number 1. Too expensive. The last problem with the Toyota Tundra we must cover is definitely its price. This model is very expensive. The MSRP for the base SR trim is $40,090. Just for reference, in 2023, the Toyota Tundra started at $36,965. As you can see, this is a massive $3,000 increase in terms of price. The sweet spot in the lineup is the limited trim level. This trim starts at $54,305. If you want to spend more, we recommend going for the Platinum. The Platinum has the most features for the best price. This trim starts at $63,675. Overall, in the lineup, there's a trim for everyone's taste. It only depends on how much money you have to spend.